most people haven't caught on to semen retention benefits, even though I've made all these videos and there's loads of other YouTube channels doing it and loads of nofap YouTubers out there. I don't really want to be known as a nofap YouTuber, but I guess I've kind of sort of brought that about myself now. But most people still aren't really aware of all the benefits, and even if they are aware, they haven't gone through the hardship themselves yet. They haven't dug through the trenches to get a grasp of this porn addiction, right? Because, you know, that's what you've got, right? And most people have got porn addiction, and I had one for about 10 years. I've always been this stressed, anxious person, but that's because I've always been addicted to porn since. Literally since like puberty, I've always been addicted to porn, to instant gratification, and most other guys have as well, right? Even if it doesn't look like, okay, because they might sort of like fake their personality outside. But I'm someone who's never really hid my personality. Not that I sort of go around telling people I watch porn, because that's not something I do. Most people still haven't like caught on to how good semen retention gets, and this is why it's so crucial. And again, regardless of everyone else, right? Porn is a horrible drug, and you need to get rid of it out of your system. I guarantee you, right? Literally, it does get better after the first 7 to 10 days. It really does get better, because the first 7 to 10 days is just a test. Your body and your mind are going to throw loads of tests at you to feel like, okay, do you actually like believe? Are you actually like congruent and going to follow through and commit to this? Are you dedicated to retaining? Or are you just going to relapse the moment you feel a little urge? And that's what those 7 to 10 days are. And I've actually created a 7-day challenge to get you through this period, so to make sure that you actually do kill your porn addiction for good. And I'll link it down in the description, by the way. And literally, you can win your money back once you complete the challenge as well. And it's freaking, at the moment, literally $1 to enter as a one-time thing, right? So if you really want your money back, I will give it to you, but it's like, come on, man, right? But honestly, right, I made this challenge, and I was up until like 1 a.m. One night doing this, because I just feel like this is so crucial to get guys on. If they can just do 7 days of semen retention, that is enough time to realize, oh shit, I have more energy. Oh shit, I actually feel a little bit less insecure about myself. And yes, obviously the withdrawal symptoms are going to come in. You're going to think like, oh shit, you know what, like this is actually a bit harder than I thought. But then it's really not, because it's only like the first 7 to 10 days maximum. After that, you feel a lot calmer, even though you still have the increased energy. You feel way less insecure, you're less anxious. And again, these are subtle differences after day, right? You're not suddenly going to get all this female attraction just from 2 days of retaining. Well, to be fair, I've got some in my community who has like really sort of accelerated their life so fast, and they've only been like, 16 days retaining. And if you join my community, you can see, or even see on my about page of my school, that you can see that he's getting some insane wins. But he is a lot further along the journey than other people. He's a lot older than me as well, so he's naturally going to have that advantage. But for guys who are literally like my age or any age, it doesn't matter, right? Most people still haven't caught on to semen retention, and it'll always be a somewhat secretive thing, because it's never really going to become appropriate to talk about in public, right? So if you take that for example, it's never really going to be like the most appropriate subject to bring up. It's not something you're going to bring up at the dinner table, right? Let's just be honest. Or a night out, you're never going to bring it up, okay? Only time you would bring it up with someone else who doesn't associate with self-improvement is when you're like with your girlfriend or whatever, and then they find it hot that you're like saving your sexual energy and whatever. But that's like a topic for a different day. But like, because this will never be like a publicly known thing, apart from the self-improvement space, this is where you can catch on early now, before other people catch on, before other people start retaining and realizing how powerful it feels. You can go in with this kind of like scarce value of like, because almost nobody retains, you're always going to be in like the top like 10%, 5, even 1% of people, because you're retaining. And I know that sounds like really cringy, oh, become a high value man. And look, I've done all these videos of that shit kind of thing, like, but generally you do just add so much value to yourself as a man when you just retain, because you start tackling the problems instead of ignoring them or trying to distract yourself. I mean, what are video games? What is junk food and all these other instant pleasures, right? Yeah, sure, it's nice to have some of these instant pleasures time and time again, not including porn, because that's just a fucking drug. But it's nice to have these pleasures now and again. But for the most part, they do just distract you from the things you need to get done, right? Playing video games is distracting you from your boring, miserable life. It's distracting you from your miserable existence. And I've lost quite a few close friends. I've lost like 3 close friends just because they refuse to acknowledge that their life was shit. They refuse to sort of come to terms with the fact that, you know, their life was shit and they needed to do something about it if they were going to change and live a better life. And to me, it just sounds like so simple. Like, if A, apply B, right? If your life is shit, then do something about it. Like, to me, that's just like such common sense. And yes, it's not always comfortable, but it's pretty fucking simple. Like, I never said it was really easy, but like, if you were to get on this 7-day challenge that I've made right now, it's just little simple and easy steps you could do step by step, right? And they're tasked to be accomplished in like 10 to 30 minutes maximum every single day. So just for the first 7 days, you'd literally just follow that step-by-step program, and from then you won't even need to be tempted by porn anymore. And again, if you're someone who's been addicted for like more than 5 years, then it might take a little bit longer than that, but you can always repeat it, or you can always DM me and get in touch, or you can join my other school, which is Aura Academy. That one, I will say, is paid, but literally we have 74 guys in it at the moment, right? And people are sharing their journeys, their transformations, you know, times they relapse and the things they learn from it. And then the wins they get, so especially like, you know, I get like female stares at work, which is very new to me, right? It felt kind of odd, but it felt really nice at the same time. And, you know, these other wins that we're sharing in this community, there's so much value that I've got out there right now with all my other videos on the channel, plus my private communities. That's literally like, what more do you need now in terms of information? So I won't make this video any longer than it needs to be. Just know that if you start retaining now, you are like 1 out of like every 10,000 guys or so. Like, you are literally like, there's no one else out there really. Like, you join a community of people. We're all from across the world, like 74 guys in my Aura Academy, right? And we're literally all from across the world because it's very hard to find multiple people in the same area. That's just the reality of it, and it's most likely going to stay that way. So use that as motivation now to start retaining, and that's one of the big motivating reasons why I keep retaining, is because I realize the longer I go, the less my competition gets with girls, the less my competition gets with making money, because I just have that much more extra energy to designate to these areas of my life. Start the 7-day challenge now if you haven't already. It's linked down below, and again, you can win your money back. It's fine. It's literally like $1 to enter right now, and you can win that back if you really want that dollar, okay? But most guys, they don't worry about that, okay? So go there now, have a good one, and as always, remember why you're doing this.